Making a start with some news that's breaking this minute. An Ola driver in Bengaluru threatened a woman with dire consequences if she did not leave his cab immediately. The driver allegedly demanded more money than what was stated in the app, and when the woman said she would pay the exact online amount, the driver threatened the woman to take her with him if she did not get down immediately. Now, the driver even went to the extent of throwing out her luggage from the car. Let me go across to my colleague Shridhar, who's joining me live. Shridhar, this is another scary incident they're coming to light yet again involving the Ola driver who has gone to the extent of threatening the woman. Tell us what happened in this entire case.
Well, this is a second such incident in the last 15 days. What we are looking at, of course, questioning the fact, the safety of women here in Bengaluru. So the latest case, what we are looking at is that this particular woman, she had booked a cab on Ola platform. This is on Thursday morning. She wanted to leave from Peenya, is what we have been told. She wanted to leave, take a flight from Bengaluru to Delhi. She was on her way to Kempegowda International Airport, and that is exactly when we see this particular Ola driver, identified as Yogesh. He had arrived at her pickup point, and once she got into the cab, we hear that the driver immediately asked her to pay him in cash and not through online. That was the payment mode that especially the driver had demanded. But of course, the customer, that this particular woman, she did of course explain it to the driver, saying that yes, she will agree to pay him in cash. But we also hear from the victim that the driver allegedly threatened her with dire consequences, that he wanted more money, and if she failed to do so, he will be taking along with him. So we understand that she really was threatened by his blackmailing. Apart from that, we also hear that she was forced to cancel that particular ride. You can clearly see of course, the cab did not move an inch, is what we have been told. But apart from that, getting in touch with Ola, what we have been told at this point in time is that the girl, since she was in a hurry to leave Bengaluru, we see she did not file a complaint, register a complaint here in Bengaluru. But what we do understand is that the Ola, they have confirmed to the fact that an incident like this has taken place, but she did cancel the ride. But however, they are not ready to respond to the fact, the allegations made by this particular victim as far as the argument is concerned, because they tell us that since the car did not, or the cab did not move.
All right, Shridhar, request you to stay with us at this point. Sorry to interrupt you. I have Gauri Dhawan, the victim, who's joining us on the phone line. Gauri, many thanks for speaking to us, and one can imagine what you would have gone through at a time when you had to catch the flight. First of all, tell us what happened when you booked this cab and this cab came to your place. Tell us what happened at that point.
So it was about 10:40 to 45 in the morning when I booked my cab for my flight at 1 in the afternoon to Delhi. I reached the entrance of my flat, and after confirming with the same driver that I booked for the ride, the driver then asked me if I've paid by cash or by card. And I asked him, why do you want to know? He's like, no, I want to know. And I said, okay, I'm paying by card. I don't have cash. He says, no, I'll only go if you pay me by card. If you pay me by cash, because I need money for diesel. And that's when he proceeds. And I'm like, but why? What is the reason? When I've paid by card, that is what I'm comfortable with. He's like, no, I don't have diesel. There'll be no other way that I can take you there. Only if you pay me my cash, I'll take you. I say, all right, because I need to rush to the airport, catch my flight. Then he asks that I'll suggest you something. You cancel the booking. Tell me how much the amount is, and I'll take you there offline. I asked my friend how much the amount is, because he helped me book the cab. I wasn't getting any network in my apartment. Then my friend tells me it's 650. I forward the same rate to the driver, and then he tells me that 650 is too less. These Ola people, they make an idiot out of me. I'm not taking you. This same while, it just so happened that there was an Uber employee who was standing, and he overheard our conversation. So he jumped in and he revolted, saying that none of the things that he's asking me are actually relevant. These are all irrelevant requests, starting from which is the mode of payment to how he wants me to take the ride is nothing that they're authorized to do. And then he gets extremely agitated by it. And then he says, I don't care, I'm not taking you at all.
So, Gauri...
yeah.
So, Gauri, when this... all right, Gauri, request you to stay with us at this point, because we want you to hear the statement that has come from Ola as well, and I would come back to you after that. We have that news breaking this minute, the statement coming in from Ola. Now, Ola, however, has removed the driver from the Ola platform but has not taken any stand on this issue, claiming that this incident did not happen on the Ola platform. Now, Ola has said, and I quote, that the incident did not happen on the Ola platform. The cab did not move from the pickup point, and Ola has also said that the cab was cancelled immediately. This is the statement coming in from Ola. All right, Gauri, let me just come back to you on this point. You very clearly said that this cab came and he was in fact trying to bargain with you in saying that he wants the payment to be done by cash. This is the statement really coming in from Ola, where they said that this incident did not happen on an Ola platform and the cab did not move from the pickup point and it was cancelled immediately.
Clearly moved. That person, he tells me that so he tries playing the sympathy card. Just so from what I understood from the situation, he was not all happy with the fact about how much Ola pays the drivers. So he tried playing the sympathy card where he tells me that I don't have any diesel, only if you pay me my cash, I'll be able to take you there. That's when he starts off with it, just to know how much is the amount for the ride. Then while I'm talking to him, when he realizes it's just...
Also, Gauri?
Yeah. Hello? Can you hear
Gauri,
me?
also tell us in what way did he try to threaten you, because he did use very harsh language against you while you were trying to reason it out with the driver, because A, you were also getting late to go to the airport. In what way was he harassing you? In what way what language was he using with you, Gauri?
As I told you, when an Uber employee intervened and he said that he's not authorized to do any of these things, this person, he moved out of his place and he got extremely agitated. And he's like, I don't care, you get out of my car and all of that, he starts stating. And that is when I'm still in a rush and I'm sitting in the car, but I'm booking something. I'm booking another cab for myself using Uber. And then he constantly keeps on nagging me, get out, get out, get out. And in the meanwhile, he takes my bag and then he places it on the road without my consent. And while he's repetitively asking me to get out, I ask him, stop it, I'm not getting out. Then he tells me that if you're not getting out, I'm taking you. He shuts the door that is next to me, where I'm sitting. He sits behind the wheel and then starts moving the car. I tell him that I'm calling the police. And only after I open the door, which is next to me, which could have caused some damage to his car, is when he manages to stop. Otherwise, without my consent, he kept on moving. And this entire scenario was explained to Ola after calling them. One, when I tried reaching Ola's helpline, there is no clearly defined helpline online. No site, nothing. I had to spend 10 minutes just to find the helpline. And when I got in touch with them, they themselves stated, and I'm sure they would have it on record, because that is how the safety and security conversations are recorded. They said it on call that everything that the cab driver did from the very start of my interaction with him was against all Ola guidelines. If they're saying that it didn't take place on their platform, then how did they make a statement concerning that it was all against their guidelines if something is out of their operation area? And they tell me, they call me back in 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, go on. Please go on. What did they say after they called you 24 hours later, Gauri?
Yeah, they told me, and I asked them what will be the action. They said, we'll take the necessary action. We'll call you in 24 hours. Which wasn't convincing at all, because if they were to take necessary action and they took their work seriously, this wouldn't have occurred in the first place. The fact that the Ola driver thought he had the liberty to conduct the actions that he did clearly stated that their safety and security training is not up to the mark. Even so that when he started moving the car...
Also, Gauri, very quickly... Yeah. Very quickly, Gauri, at that moment, while you were, when you tried to get in touch with the Ola customer care, did you also try to try the Ola SOS panic button as well? Something, a feature that they have been talking about. Did you try to press the panic button at that point?
Exactly what I was getting to. When all of this was occurring, the very specific Ola car did not have a panic button. And when I confronted them about it, they said, we're working on it, but you should have gone to the app. In a case of emergency, what is more accessible? A panic button in the car or somebody opening their phone, reaching out to the app and looking for a cancel or emergency button. And then they tell me we'll take some necessary action. Only after I try contacting other news channels for taking this on air and bringing this out is when they started calling me repetitively. And only telling, they must have told you that they've taken this cab driver out of the service, but all they told me was that he has been suspended. He'll be called to the office and then we'll see what is to be done next.
All right, this is very important and very disturbing what you're telling us, that it did not have a panic button. But also, Gauri, will you be now filing a complaint? Because we believe you were in a hurry at that point and you had to catch a flight, and unfortunately, all of this was happening in the middle of that. Would you be now filing a complaint in this regard?
Yeah, definitely I will be. It was so unsafe. If it can occur in broad daylight when people are around, if he's so confident of his moves at that point, which are completely unstable and out of one's mind, what would happen if it was a place that was remotely populated or any other place? For the cab to not have a panic button in a city that is full of people who are coming to work from all parts of the country, how reliable is this service even?
Also, Gauri, when you said that there was no panic button, you were trying to get through the panic button or even the customer Ola Care at that point. But did you also try to dial 100 and call the police at that point? Did they reach at the spot as well?
Yeah, I called 100 when the person started moving the cab. That's when I called the police. And after that, while I was calling the police, I was looking for the panic button where I could not find it. So that is when I was compelled to open the doors in the moving car so that would hamper his action.
All right, very quickly, Gauri, what happened when the police came there? Did they take any kind of action? Did they speak to the driver?
Right. They arrived quite late, and also this person, he used this language barrier as a tool. They usually talk in Kannada. I don't understand it. I called the police. They were taking so long. And I cannot even say if it was so long. Probably that time it was so much for me. I was booking another cab. By the time they came, this person had already wasted 1 hour of my time. And I had just 30 minutes to reach the airport, 50 minutes. Even in that case, I'd arrived 15 minutes before my departure time. By the time the police came, all they could help me with was letting me go with the other cab driver, because the Ola driver had told the Uber driver who had now arrived to take me to the airport that the police is arriving for me. There is some complaint against me. So in that situation also, I had to waste a lot of time, because he used his language to say that the police is arriving for me and he should not take me to the airport, just so that I miss it.
All right. Extremely distressing, and details that you're giving us is extremely shocking, and we hope that there is some serious action that is really taken. Many thanks, Gauri, for joining us and sharing what had happened. We can understand what you must have gone through on that day.